Hi,
Karen, hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic, Karen. I must tell you, I am from Georgia myself. I'm here in
Ooh,
Augusta, Georgia. Yep, I'm over here
great.
in Augusta. We should just met up for this.
Well, I'm
uh,
in Atlanta in Druid Hills, so
oh, fantastic.
yeah,
Nice. I've
not
never
too
been that
far.
way.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Cool, cool. Well, Karen, let's go ahead and jump right into our interview this morning. You're returning with yet another electrifying thriller in the Will Trent series. So, first off, share with me what has really made fans crave for these novels that you've written.
Well, I hope it's because I deliver a good story. I
Yeah.
love being a writer. I love reading thrillers, so the twists and the turns are something that I relish when I read, and I try to incorporate that into my writing. This book specifically, it's my 20th novel. I bring back one of my series characters from many years ago from Grant County, which is around your area.
Yeah.
It's a fictional town, but it's near Augusta down south. And
Wow.
there's a case that's was investigated 8 years ago in this small town,
Mhm.
and suddenly it's back in the forefront because the guy who was convicted of this crime is saying, I'm innocent. Now, a
Mm.
lot of people say that, but my investigator, Will Trent, who's an agent with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, listens to this story and thinks, uh-oh, this guy might actually be innocent, and I've got to look into this because that's my job. The thing is, I love writing about Atlanta and Georgia, and I grew up in a small town,
Hmm.
Jonesboro, Georgia,
Oh,
which
wow.
a lot of people laugh at that because it's not such a small town anymore. But when I was there, taking a trip to Atlanta was a big deal,
Yeah.
and you didn't go after 4 o'clock because it was too scary. So you only went to a home game when you went to see the Braves, and you got home as quickly as possible. But I love writing about small towns because it's what I know. And
Hmm.
the thing is, we love police officers. We want to think they're doing the best job. But I had to ask, well, what if this cop, who's a good guy, makes a bad mistake? What if
Hmm.
he gets the wrong person? And what if the tactics he uses to get this person in prison are not above board? How do we feel about that? And it ended
Yeah.
up being pretty prescient because we're seeing, obviously, on the news, a lot of cases where people are questioning the police officers. And, I've been talking to police officers for years, and I know the good cops that I deal with think that we should ask questions, and they believe they work for us in the community. So I wanted to explore that through my characters and kind of investigate the police in a certain way and show that there are good and bad in every different case.
Well, Karen, let's talk a little bit more and dive into The Silent Wife that is available for purchase today. Of course, it takes place in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's about a young woman who is brutally attacked and left for dead. Juicy.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but I really am enjoying reading crime novels since the
Yes, they
pandemic.
are addictive, right?
Yeah, but it's a great escape, and that's what I write primarily about is, escapism. And
Mhm.
what happens in crime novels is a wonderful thing. The bad person is always caught. They're
Yes.
always punished. We don't often see that in real life. And there's suspense, there's thrilling moments, there's
Mhm.
quiet moments, there's a little romance, there's a little family dynamic in there. So, this is I think, a great escape for readers who are looking for a thrill ride that has a really satisfying ending.
Now, I want to ask you, Karen, because all your books are just spectacular, but what really intrigued you to want to jump into writing and to being an author? And of course, you're a New York best-selling author at that. But what really made a girl from Georgia say, you know what, I want to be an author when I grow up?
Well, I mean, somebody from your neck of the woods, Flannery O'Connor.
Oh,
I was
wow.
not a normal girl growing up. I was interested in darker things, and living in Jonesboro, people just thought I was weird. And
Mhm.
I had a librarian who said to me, you need to read Flannery O'Connor because she was weird too, and she made
Uh-huh.
something of herself because of it. And if you read Flannery O'Connor, she embraced dark themes. She peppered it with a lot of religion. She was a very devout Catholic, and she was a Southerner, so of course religion came up thematically in her work. But
Yeah.
she wrote a good story, and she talked about characters that we all know. Everybody
Hmm.
knows the grandmother from the story about the misfit, A Good Man is Hard to
Yeah.
Find, where he says she would have been a good woman if somebody had been there to kill her every day of her life. We all know
Oh
that
my
grandmother.
goodness.
We've been to church with her. That was a really eye-opening thing to be given this novel by a woman from a small southern town. And
Hmm.
it made me want to be a writer because I thought if it was possible for her, it's possible for me. And that really got me started into taking my writing very seriously.
Well, look at you now. I'm just so proud of you. And just like I said, the books you write. I mean, you are a writer, Karen. I mean, these books are spectacular, and like I said, the fans are really going to enjoy this latest novel that you have out. But also, I want to point out, there is a lot of female empowerment that goes on in the books that you do write. How important is that now more than ever for female writers to take to that subject matter and incorporate it in their novels and storylines for readers?
I think it's really important. And the story I just told you about Flannery O'Connor is
Uh-huh.
emblematic of that. Women need positive role models. We need people we can model
Absolutely.
ourselves after. It's hard to be the first person to do anything, and seeing other women have done it gives us
Mhm.
some courage to do it ourselves. But also, I'm just writing about women I know. I grew up in the South. Southern
Mhm.
women are strong. They call
Oh
us
yeah.
swans. We just float along the top of the water, and you don't see our feet working furiously to move us. But
Mhm.
that's the kind of woman I write about, is the women that I grew up with who know their own minds. And I love writing my character, Sara Linton. She's a doctor, something that I would have loved to have done myself, but
Oh wow.
unfortunately I'm not good at math or science, which
Oh,
is a
me either.
requirement.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Math is
But
horrible. Woo.
I love writing those things. I love writing about women who take charge and who are capable of handling what life can throw at them.
Mhm. Congratulations, Karen, on everything that is happening in your life. And of course, everyone can pick up a copy of The Silent Wife. It is available now. And thank you so much, Karen Slaughter, for taking the time to speak with me. You are just the best. And hopefully someday, maybe I can meet you for lunch because we're both here in Georgia.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care.